Tanzania is a key safari destination in Africa. The government aims to attract 8 million tourists annually by 2030, after having met the earlier goal of 5 million visitors in 2025. To accomplish this, it has embarked on an aggressive expansion of the national parks. This scheme, partly financed by international donors, has had a catastrophic impact on the local communities who live on these lands. The Ruaha National Park in the Mbarali district of southern Tanzania, seen as having great potential to attract more tourists, is one such example. Starting in 2017, the World Bank financed its expansion, doubling the size of the park from 1 million to 2 million hectares. But over 84,000 people who suddenly found themselves inside a national park, making them trespassers on their own land, were never consulted, nor had they given their consent. The bank's $100 million project equipped and enabled paramilitary park rangers who started terrorizing locals to force them away from their villages. Falsely labeled as poachers, dozens of young herders were killed or disappeared during the project. Rangers confiscated thousands of cattle. Farmers were barred from cultivating their land. Government services were shut off and schools shuttered. Entire communities now live in fear and despair.
Our our grandfathers, they were living here, they died here. So they are telling us that we have safety. So where are we going? Nowhere to go. We have these cattle. Where are we going to move with these cattle?
In 2023, the Oakland Institute filed a complaint at the World Bank's inspection panel on behalf of the impacted villagers. The panel's investigation confirmed the critical failure of the bank in planning and supervision of the REGROW project, resulting in serious harm. After a year of steadfast campaigning and advocacy, the project was canceled in November 2024. In April 2025, the bank released an action plan to redress harms it had caused. Multi-million-dollar projects were announced to support the victims. The bank assured communities of the government's promise that there would be no forced resettlement and that farming and pastoral livelihoods could resume. 1 year later, the situation remains dire on the ground. Families of those murdered during the project still await justice. Emboldened by the impunity afforded by inaction of the World Bank and growing repression of the Tanzanian government, 2 more villagers were killed by rangers following the adoption of the action plan. Cattle are still seized by the thousands. Farmers remain barred from their lands. With livelihoods destroyed, families are going hungry. Livelihood projects announced by the action plan have delivered no relief or livelihood support to the victims. Despite promises made that there will be no resettlement, in September 2025, President Samia Hassan declared that evictions are moving forward. The disdain of her regime for the basic human rights of Tanzanians was made obvious just a few weeks later when security forces murdered thousands of citizens protesting a sham election that gave President Samia 98% of the votes. The World Bank is Tanzania's largest donor, providing over $9.6 billion in loans and grants to the country in 2025. It has the power and leverage to ensure that villagers affected by its financing of the park's expansion are protected and provided justice, reparations, and their land back. It is also the bank's duty under international law and its own operating procedures. And yet, the bank has chosen to remain silent and complicit. It is time to hold the World Bank accountable. Take action today. Send a letter to World Bank President Ajay Banga and demand justice for the people of Mbarali. Click the link in the description to send your letter.